Welcome to this video exploring the life and impact of Steve Jobs, visionary innovator and icon of the digital age. We will delve into the remarkable journey of a man who transformed technology, design, and how we live our daily lives. This program is brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team as part of the Innovation in Tech series. Chapter 1. Origins of a Legend. Every revolutionary story begins somewhere. Steve Jobs' journey started in the heart of Silicon Valley, where innovation and ambition would converge to change the world. Stephen Paul Jobs was born in San Francisco, California in 1955. Adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, he grew up in Mountain View, a town that would become the epicenter of the tech revolution. From these humble beginnings emerged a mind that would reshape entire industries. Jobs' childhood sparks included garage tinkering with his father, Paul Jobs, who introduced him to electronics. In high school, Jobs met Steve Wozniak, an electronics whiz, forming one of the most consequential partnerships in tech history. Known as a rebel student, Jobs skipped 5th grade after his teacher recognized his potential. He later dropped out of Reed College after just one semester, though he continued auditing classes that interested him. Jobs famously credited a calligraphy course at Reed College for inspiring the Mac's revolutionary typography. This seemingly impractical class would influence the design of personal computers for decades, proving that diverse experiences fuel innovation. Chapter 2. The Birth of Apple. From a suburban garage to a global empire, the Apple story began with two friends, a vision, and an audacious belief that personal computers could change everything. The garage that started it all. In 1976, Jobs and Wozniak built the Apple I computer in Jobs' family garage. Jobs sold his Volkswagen van to fund the initial production, demonstrating his unwavering commitment. Apple Computer officially launched on April 1, 1976. Strong initial sales of the Apple I, priced at $666.66, led to the development of the Apple II, which became the first mass-market personal computer. The Apple II revolutionized computing with color graphics and an open architecture. It stayed in production for a remarkable 16 years, cementing Apple's position as an industry leader and bringing personal computing to homes. The Macintosh vision was introduced in 1984, redefining the user experience with a graphical user interface and mouse control. This point-and-click navigation replaced complex commands, making computers accessible to everyone. In 1985, a bitter power struggle with CEO John Sculley resulted in Jobs' departure from the company. The board sided with Sculley, and Jobs left to start new ventures. This setback ultimately fueled his future achievements. Chapter 3. Reinvention and Pixar. Jobs' time away from Apple became a period of transformation, where he built two companies essential to his legacy and Apple's future renaissance. In 1986, Jobs founded Next Computer, focusing on high-end workstations. Though commercially limited, NXT's operating system's advanced technology would later become foundational to Apple's dramatic comeback. Jobs bought Lucasfilm's computer graphics division in 1986, renaming it Pixar. After nearly a decade of investment, Pixar released the first full-length computer-animated film, Toy Story, in 1995, which became a massive success. Pixar revolutionized animation with films like Finding Nemo. In 2006, Disney acquired Pixar for $7.4 billion, making Jobs Disney's largest individual shareholder and a key board member. Chapter 4. The Triumphant Return to Apple. When Apple acquired Next in 1996, Jobs returned not just to save Apple, but to redefine it, beginning a complete transformation of the company. In 1996, Apple acquired Next, and Jobs returned as an advisor. By 1997, he was named interim CEO, beginning a radical turnaround by streamlining the product line and refocusing on core innovation. The 1998 launch of the iMac G3 marked Apple's design revolution. Its colorful, all-in-one design revitalized the brand and restored financial health, selling over 800,000 units in the first 5 months. Jobs envisioned the Mac as the digital hub, connecting music, photos, video, and the internet. This unified strategy led to innovations like iTunes and the iPod, creating a seamless ecosystem that competitors couldn't match. Chapter 5. Revolutionizing consumer electronics. Apple's transformation from a computer maker to a consumer electronics powerhouse redefined entire industries and changed how billions of people communicate and live. The 2001 iPod launch, promising, quote, 1,000 songs in your pocket, revolutionized music consumption. Selling over 400 million units, the iPod dominated portable music players and prepared Apple for mobile device dominance. Launched in 2003, the iTunes Store became the first successful legal digital music marketplace. It transformed music distribution and combating piracy, fundamentally reshaping the music industry's business model. The 2007 iPhone introduced the smartphone revolution. Combining an iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator with a multi-touch interface, it created a $3 trillion company and sold over 2.3 billion units globally. The 2008 App Store launch created an entirely new economy for developers. It democratized software distribution, allowing independent creators to reach billions of users and generating over $320 billion in developer earnings. In 2010, the iPad defined the modern tablet market. Despite initial criticism, over 400 million units sold, transforming media consumption, education, and mobile productivity, and establishing a new product category. Chapter 6: Leadership Style and Philosophy. Jobs' leadership was controversial yet effective, demanding perfection and inspiring teams to achieve the impossible. Jobs was a perfectionist visionary, obsessing over every detail. His, quote, reality distortion field pushed teams beyond their limits. His binary thinking, things were either insanely great or total garbage, drove continuous improvement. Jobs followed a design-first philosophy, believing technology should be intuitive and beautiful. He famously said, "Design is how it works," and his collaboration with Jony Ive produced iconic products. Jobs taught resilience and the value of embracing failure. His 2005 Stanford speech emphasized trusting that the dots will connect looking backward, turning setbacks into fuel for ultimate success. Chapter 7: Personal Life and Challenges. Behind the public persona was a complex man navigating family life, privacy, and ultimately, a battle for his life. Jobs married Laureen Powell in 1991 and fiercely protected his family's privacy. Despite building digital communication tools, he instilled values of simplicity and limited technology use in his children, prioritizing face-to-face connection. Jobs faced major health battles, starting with a rare pancreatic tumor diagnosis in 2004. He underwent surgery, a liver transplant in 2009, and continued leading Apple even as his health declined. In August 2011, Jobs resigned as Apple CEO, recommending Tim Cook as his successor. He passed away on October 5, 2011, at age 56, sparking global grief and worldwide memorials. Chapter 8: Legacy and Impact. Steve Jobs didn't just create products. He transformed industries, changed human behavior, and inspired a generation to think differently about what's possible. Jobs transformed multiple industries, including personal computing, music, mobile phones, animation, retail, and education, making products accessible and beautiful for everyone. The Apple Way, focusing on design excellence, user experience, and ecosystem integration, continues Jobs' legacy. His influence is visible in countless companies that adopted his principles and commitment to quality. Jobs remains an enduring cultural icon. His life story has inspired millions, proving that unconventional paths can lead to extraordinary destinations, with the company he built reaching a $3 trillion valuation. Jobs' legacy changed the world. From a Los Altos garage to products used by billions, his impact transcends technology. He showed us that innovation is about understanding human needs and creating magical solutions. To think different and dream big means to follow your passion, embrace failure as a necessary step, and never settle for less than excellence. As Jobs advised, stay hungry, stay foolish.